It's your favorite girl, Chloe on General. So Chloe General was something that was suggested to me by people in my Discord, mostly Shadow Eclipse, I think that's his name. And this build is actually pretty decent. It uses Lyn, and it uses Chloe, and it uses her on General. And I know what you're thinking, this is a dumb build, why are you running Chloe on General? However, on General, there are 3 units that hit 20 speed. Chloe is one of them. I think the other 2 are Fram, and it's either Fram or Lapis and Fogado, but Fogado is definitely another one. And they have a higher speed cap than other units. So they have 20 speed at speed cap. With speed plus 5, that's 25 speed. With Lyn, you're 30 base speed. As you speed take, you hit 40 speed. So that is the idea, right? However, you also get high build. So you can use heavier weapons. Now right now she's not really using them, but she could use Spear or Brionac to 1 to 2 range, and you get decent defense value, decent res with a combination of Chloe's res growth, plus Lyn giving you res, and you also get pretty good speed, so you kind of are like a bruiser that can double most things, that can avoid tank like situationally, and that can mitigation tank situationally. So you're doing what I call hybrid tanking. You're doing both types of tanking simultaneously, and on average, you will get a kind of mixed result where sometimes you dodge, and then when you do get hit, you take less damage you normally would because you're a general. But she also doesn't get doubled, which is one of the big problems with most generals, is that they get doubled. So this is a decent use of Lyn. Now in terms of Astraing things, I don't think I energy dropped her at all, but you could energy drop her if you're failing to hit like Astra breakpoints for taking off a health bar, maybe killing like a thief or something. She was able to kill the one thief in chapter 18 fairly easily. She also can of course always one-shot flyers at range. So let's like demo this build. So we have a bunch of dudes over here. The other advantage of being a general is you cannot be broken. So this actually might be like one of the better use cases for like a mitigation tank, where you have a unit with good bulk with really good speed. It's almost like it's a Tamara build, but you're losing out on like a defensive emblem. So like you end up having similar speed to Tamara, but you lose defensive emblem, and that does hurt your tanking, but you can still like off tank a few things and then kill something as you enter a group of enemies and just go from there. All right, so right now we're gonna boost her a bit. Now if she goes for Mulajir kill, she will kill it, of course. But if I switch to Javelin, she will not kill. So what I could do here, these have certain blow, so they're probably all gonna hit her. So we'll just see what she can do here. Let's just stick her in with this. All right, let's see what she can tank here. These are 3 axe enemies with certain blow. All right, so she just tanks the might. She 1-rounds on enemy phase, and she tanks the might, even if she gets hit with certain blow. So with certain blow on a tree, they have 64 hit on her, so she has a pretty good chance of dodging one. And funny enough, she would have tanked all of those, so I didn't even need to be like cautious. She straight up could have tanked all of those from mitigation. Now what would I give this build if I had to rate it? Honestly, it's like pretty, originally I was putting it at like, I don't know, like high A tier, but it 1-rounded consistently. Here's what it did. Here, I'm gonna go through early game, middle game, and end game, because right now we're in end game. So early game, what did it do? Early game, it immediately was cracked. It was, you run up to thing, you one-shot thing. She one-shotted Zelkov with like 90% accuracy with, or no, I'm sorry, she overrided Zelkov with the Silver Great Lance and just took off his entire health bar. So as she was doing that, she was one-shotting bosses consistently, 1-rounding everything, doubling a lot of things despite being on armor before she got Lyn. She was still doubling a lot, because a lot of those early game enemies are slow. But this was without a speed tonic. With a speed tonic, she'd be doubling more things. Once we got her Lyn, she's my most consistent 1-rounder on the team, even over Kagetsu, who's running a very experimental build. But his build is actually pretty good. We'll go into that in a minute. And middle game, she stomped. Early game, she stomped. And now, right now, in this part of the game, she is tanking 46 might wyverns like it's nothing. Now, I could Draco Shield her too. I could Draco Shield and Talisman dump her, which is when you just dump all of your defensive stat boosters into a unit. Her health growth, I think, is like 100%, so every level up she gets health. But she's very tanky. and pretty much nothing can mess with her. So she can just straight up mitigation tank 4 of these wyverns, and they're not fast enough to double her because she's actually insanely fast, and she keeps speed taking to get more avoid tanking plus speed. So honestly, this is like an S tier build for her. Now it does require lance power and welling. Most people use the well though. There's a handful of people that don't, that sometimes give me pushback on builds, but the well is part of the base game now. Use it. I would say you should use it. you should use it. It's really good. It also isn't necessarily strictly overpowered because you have to lose money to tier 4 well. So on the average, you're paying for SP essentially. But this is the build. Now you could run higher lance power, but right now with lance power 3 and Fencelar +4, you could +5 it. She's one rounding most things off of just might. So this is a really good build. This is really solid. It's a good use of Lyn. You have high build stat for pretty much any weapon. You have really high speed. You have really good tanking. Let me check my convoy. I don't know if I've stat boosted yet. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't in playthroughs. Or it looks like I did actually use the stat boosters, but I don't think she got a defensive stat booster. So if you Draco shielded her, she'd be insanely tanky. She would basically shrug off all physical, and the only thing that'd be a threat is magical. But if you talisman dumped your talismans into her, she would also similarly be way more tanky to magic. So this could be a main tank actually, funny enough, on Lyn. Now if you wanted to make an alternate version of this, you could do like speed +5 with speed taker and then run like Roy or something. That could work. That gives you more damage, so you don't run the lance power. So you get your damage from Roy. Roy also increases your health and your tanking. So that's an alternate version of this build that would be 4k SP. And also when you engage on Roy, you get speed plus. So Roy would be good too. Erica would be good for the gentility. Honestly, like speed taker, speed plus on like Fogado General, Chloe General, more likely Chloe General is very good. So I think this is a new build archetype. This is pretty good. I think they ran this as a meme originally, like people in my chat and on Discord and stuff, but like unironically, this is a really strong build, and I think they knew that too, because as they were running it, they basically discovered this build. So yeah, that's it for this one. Definitely like and subscribe if you enjoyed this or found this interesting, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.